Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. This got me really annoyed and quite angry. This particular procedure you're going to see here. Now, you might have gathered from the title of the video, 3 failed attempts. It wasn't me who had 3 failed attempts with this patient. It was another provider, and it highlights some quite serious issues in the UK at the moment. I'm going to get onto that shortly, and my thoughts on that and what's exactly happened. But quickly, let me tell you about this wax. This was a chap who I think he found me on Instagram. I don't know how, because I didn't think anybody watched me on Instagram, to be honest. And he travelled quite a distance because he'd seen what I do online and thought it seems like he knows what he's doing. So I'll go to him. I think he's glad he did. Hello to you if you're watching. And it was a relatively straightforward procedure, as you'll probably see. It, all in told, the procedure took probably less than 5 minutes, to be honest. It was very mushy. So the second day we had to irrigate because it was just so mushy, it was a bit all over the place. So right, the story behind this chap. He went to see, let's call them a practitioner, because I have seen the notes, because he was most unhappy with the treatment that he got from them. And so he asked for his details. You can see this really wasn't difficult at all, was it? And they sent him his paperwork along with some pictures. Now, I know what equipment they used as well, because I know the company in question whose equipment was used to do this. I'm not a particular fan of them. I think there's some serious questions about the things like infection control around this particular device. A lot of those who are in the know will know exactly who I'm talking about, and they will train anybody. You don't have to have any prerequisite experience to be able to get trained with these guys. Certainly not relevant experience anyway. So I know they were trained by this particular company, and it was an extremely large, well-known high street pharmaceutical company here in the UK, who this chap visited 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and they still couldn't do this, which is quite shocking, to be honest. And I don't blame the person who was doing it, because it's clearly been inappropriate, the training. They probably shouldn't have been trained in the first place, because the paperwork that I've seen from them says that they were an ear care practitioner, not a healthcare professional in any way, not an audiologist, not a nurse. And so it could have been anybody. It could have been someone they'd trained from the telephones. I don't know. And it goes to show that a lot of big organisations are often putting profit before safety, in my opinion. I'm just going to come out and say it. Why not? Because there's a fair amount of money in wax removal in the UK at the moment, because the Public Health Service doesn't do it as much. For these big chains, there's probably more money in providing hearing aids. So a lot of the audiologists put in dealing with hearing aids and making the money from them that way. Wax removal maybe not as profitable for these big organisations, so that's why they're training anyone, to be honest, to do it. And this is what happens when you do. Now, this chap felt sharp pain on several occasions on each of these 3 visits. So it's been clear that they've been jabbing the inside of his ear canal. There's no other cause for it, because this it's not a hard plug. It's not solid in any way. So there's no way getting this out would have hurt. Yes, it is. I'll give him some benefit of the doubt. It is difficult to see the ear canal when it's this sloppy. But still, you shouldn't be jabbing the suction probe into someone's ear canal. It is quite uncomfortable. So I'm not going to name this particular company who this chap visited 3 times to this for this particular patient. However, hang on, before I forget, I've just bear with me a second. I've just a couple of things that I'd forgotten. So I thought I just need to write them down. Got feet wet on a dog walk. Ruined shoes. Must buy some Wellington. What they called now? I can't remember. They'll come back to me. Oh, hang on, get the phone call. Hello? Yeah, I rang earlier on. I think I'm going to need a lawyer. No, I didn't name them specifically. Yeah. Yeah, well, if you could get back to me with a quote, that'd be great. While you're on, by the way, do you know Dora the Explorer? Yeah. She had this monkey who appeared with her. Can you remember what it's called? It's been bugging me for ages. I've been trying to think of it. I can't remember what that little monkey was called. You can't remember either? No, never mind. Thanks anyway. All right. See you later. Ta-da. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not going to name the company in question. But anyway, who are not alone, by the way. There's a lot of the big chains are doing this because it is big business in the UK at the moment. But patients should come first. Make sure you're training people who are appropriate to do this. Do you know what I mean? You should have had some kind of ear care experience in healthcare before, like audiologists, doctors, nurses, ENT, not just anybody. So please stop it. So if you're thinking of getting earwax removed in the UK, go and see someone who knows what they're doing. I'm not saying everyone needs to come to me. Yeah, I've got a rough idea what I'm doing because I did this for 15, 20 years before I started doing it for myself and my own company. But do some research, do some due checks, and don't be frightened to ask if you're not sure about anything. Because any decent provider, they'll tell you all these things. They'll tell you, if they've got insurance, if they've been trained with, how long they've been doing it. I get that everyone's got to start somewhere. But these companies who are training someone, who are training anybody, they train people who've started from nowhere, to be honest, and that's not how it should be done. You should have previous experience looking in people's ears. So you at least got a rough idea. You can't learn all this kind of thing in one day. You really can't. Anyway, enough about that. I've probably already got myself in enough trouble, but it is what it is. I really don't care. Patients come first. Patients before profit. Second patient I've waffled on over the second patient here, and it was, you probably saw it was a real flat sheet of dead, soggy, wet skin. I think this lady had got a fair bit of water trapped in her ear, and it had made this sheet of skin that was covering the entire ear canal really soggy and mushy, and managed to get that out, and she could hear again a lot better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm off to speak to my lawyer. But for now, if I'm allowed to do another video, then I'll see you on the next one. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.